Anytime you plan to be out of the office, you should delegate your leave approval authority to another approver in your absence. Let's take a look at the delegation process. You can delegate to someone who reports to your manager and is on the same level as you, as well as your manager, the person you report to directly. So, from a system perspective, if you are a frontline supervisor, you can delegate your authority to another front supervisor or your manager. Typically, the person that you would select will be someone that is familiar with your team's work and could easily determine if they should approve or deny a specific request for leave. The approver must initiate the request. In other words, the approver would send a request in the system asking another approver if they can approve or deny their team's leave requests in their absence. The delegated approver has to accept the request, and once accepted, all leave requests for the dates outlined in the delegation request will automatically route to the delegated approver for review. To accept a delegation request, you have to already be a leave approver. If the end date on the delegation request is left blank, then the request is for an indefinite duration. In other words, all leave requests will continue to go to the delegated approver until the approver revokes or takes back their approval authority. So, for example, an approver is going on leave because they have a sick parent and they are unsure when they will be back in the office, so they leave the end date blank. When they return to work, they must go into the system and revoke their request. Delegation requests may take overnight to update in the system. If you have any leave requests still in pending status when the delegation begins, these requests automatically go to the delegated approver for their review. And if the delegated approver has any pending requests when the delegation ends, they will move to the approver for their review. If a delegated approver approves a leave request in your absence, you cannot cancel this request. You will have to ask the delegated approver to cancel it for you, or, if that isn't possible, you can contact Compensation and Benefits and they will cancel the request. At any time during the delegation period, the approver can take back their leave approval authority by revoking their initial request. There may be times that an approver is out of the office unexpectedly, so they did not delegate their leave authority. Compensation and Benefits can delegate the approver's leave requests in their absence. However, if the approver is on an extended leave, a delegation cannot be completed. Please note that if the position is vacant, the leave requests cannot be delegated. They will automatically route to the next level approver. So, for example, if a manager position is vacant, all the requests for the manager's team will automatically go to the director for review. The delegated approver cannot change the delegation. Once they accept it, all requests will continue to go to them until the end date of the request, or until the approver revokes the request. However, Compensation and Benefits can make the change when necessary. When you delegate your leave authority to another approver, they have the same access you do, with the exception of the monthly calendar view. They can see all the pages except the monthly calendar, and they have the same authority to approve or deny a leave request. The delegated approver must respect and safeguard employees' private information, so any information they have access to as a result of being delegated leave authority would be considered confidential. Now that we have had an overview of delegation, let's walk through the steps of delegating your leave authority. Delegation is the only action as an approver that you will complete using the self-service menu option. So, to find the Manage Delegation page, you would click on Main Menu, Self-Service, and Manage Delegation. On the Manage Delegation page, there can be up to 4 links showing, depending on whether you have delegated your leave authority and/or another approver has delegated their leave authority to you. Let's look at all 4 links. The first link has an I next to it, which indicates additional information. When you click on this link, additional information regarding delegation will be provided. The second link is the Create Delegation Request. This link will take you to the page you will use to delegate your leave authority to another approver for times when you will be away from work. Let's walk through the delegation process. First, click on the Create Delegation Request. The Create Delegation Request page opens, which has two sections: Approver Information, which includes your name and position, and Delegation Dates box. The first step in delegating your leave authority is to identify the dates you would like the delegated approver to action your team's leave request using the From date and To date. The system will automatically enter the current date in the From date field. In this example, the date was August 4th, 2016, when the screenshot was added to the training course. If you do not want to include the current date in the delegation request, then you will have to change the dates in both the From date and To date fields. Let's complete a delegation request for August 4th to 12th. There are two ways that you can enter the From and To dates. The first way is to enter the dates using a month, day, year format, with the year being a 4-digit format. So, to delegate your leave authority for August 4th to 12th, you would enter 08/04/2016 in From date and 08/12/2016 in To date. You can also enter the start and end dates using the calendar function. To see the calendar, simply click on the calendar icon one at a time next to the From and To date fields. The calendar opens on the current date. In this example, it was August 4th, so both the From and To date calendars will show as this date. If you are delegating your leave authority for the same month, simply click on the date you would like the delegation to begin. If your delegation request begins or ends in a different month or year, then click on the drop-down arrows to select the month and year. Once you have entered your dates in the From and To fields, you would then click on Next to continue your delegation request. The next page asks you to identify the type of transactions that you are delegating. Always click on the Select All to include all 4 transaction types. This will give the delegated approver the same access and view to your team as you have. To continue the request, click on Next. You can cancel the request by using the Cancel button, or return to the previous page by clicking on Previous Item. Let's click on Next. The Select Proxy by Name page lists approvers that you can select from to delegate your leave authority. As the red message states, it is your responsibility to select an approver that is at the same level or one level above. Please note that if the system does not find an approver who meets the delegation criteria, someone who is at your level, reporting to the same manager, or your manager, you will see a system notification on this page. In this situation, you should contact Compensation and Benefits, who can choose an alternative delegated approver. To select a delegated approver, simply click on the button next to the approver's name. In this example, Tara Kelly has been selected. Once you have selected an approver, click on Next. You can cancel the request by using the Cancel button or return to the previous page by clicking on Previous. Let's continue by clicking Next. The Delegation Detail page will open, which outlines the name of the delegated approver and the dates that you are asking the delegated approver to take responsibility for actioning your team's leave requests. This page also shows the types of transactions the delegated approver can access using your leave authority, which is the same as yours. Click Submit to continue your request. You can cancel the request by using the Cancel button or return to the previous page by clicking on Previous. Once you submit your request, you will get a message letting you know that you have successfully submitted a delegation request. Click OK. At this point, the delegated approver receives an email letting them know that a delegation request is pending their review and action. You will now receive a list of your proxies, or delegated approvers, on the My Proxies page. So, if we look at our request, August 4th to 12th. It is listed on the first 4 lines. Remember, we selected 4 transaction types in our request which are listed in the transaction column. Let's look at the other columns. On this page you will also see the delegated approver's name and job title, as well as the status of the request. In the Details column, you can click on any of the eyes to view the details of the request. Now that we know how to submit a delegation request, let's look at how to accept or reject the request. You would accept a delegation from the same page as you send a delegation request, Manage Delegation. To find this page, you would click on Main Menu, Self-Service, and Manage Delegation. To accept or reject a delegation request, click on Review My Delegated Authorities. The My Delegated Authorities page automatically opens to all submitted requests that are awaiting your review. You can accept a delegation request, which means you will approve or deny leave requests for another approver in their absence. Or you can also reject the request. So, for example, another approver asks you, through a delegation request, to approve their team's leave requests when they are on vacation next week. However, you are also out of the office. In this case, you would reject the request. Please note that if I accept a delegation request, I cannot delegate my leave authority during that time period. So, for example, I accept a delegation request for the month of August and I decide to take a day off on August 25th. The system will not accept a delegation request for the day I am planning to be out of the office. Let's accept the request by clicking the box next to the request and Accept. You will then receive a confirmation page letting you know that you have successfully accepted the delegation request. As we mentioned before, at this point you cannot change the request. Only the original approver can make changes or compensation and benefits. Click OK and you will return to your delegation request page. We just saw our submitted requests, but we can also see requests that are in different statuses. Let's take a look. You can also view delegation requests that you accepted, rejected, and revoked, as well as those requests that have ended by clicking on the drop-down box. Select the status you would like to review and click on Refresh. A list of requests in the status you clicked on will appear on the new page. Now that we know how to send and accept a delegation request, let's look at how to take back our leave authority. In PeopleSoft, we can take back the leave authority that we have delegated to someone else by revoking it. Once again, we would go to the Manage Delegation page by clicking on Main Menu, Self-Service, and Manage Delegation. To revoke the delegation request, we would click on Review My Proxies. The My Proxies page opens and lists all delegation requests, regardless of their status. You will notice that the Show Requests by Status field is blank. You can filter this and select requests in a specific status by clicking on the drop-down box in the Show Requests by Status. Select the status you would like to review and click on Refresh. A list of requests in the status you clicked on will appear on a new page. Let's select Submitted Requests. Once we click on Submitted and refresh, all requests listed are in Submitted status. Although we have 8 items listed in Submitted status, there are only 2 requests in this list. The first one is for August 13th and the second one is for August 4th to 12th. Remember, when completing a delegation request, there are 4 transaction types listed for a single request. Let's revoke the delegation request for August 4th to 12th. To revoke the delegation request from August 4th to 12th, check the 4 transactions listed for those dates and click Revoke. Please note that if there was only one request listed, you could have clicked on the Select All instead of checking all 4 boxes and click on Revoke. Once you click the Revoke button, you will get a dialog box asking if you would like to revoke the delegation request selected. Click Yes, Continue to confirm your request. You also have the option of selecting No, Cancel. Let's click Yes, Continue. Once you confirm the request, you will receive a second dialog box letting you know that the request was successfully revoked. Click on OK. You are then returned to the My Proxies page that lists all delegation requests, regardless of the status. As you can see, the request for August 4th to 12th is now revoked. Before we move to the next section of the training, let's test our knowledge. Question number 1, true or false? Once I accept a delegation request, all leave requests for the dates outlined in the delegation request will automatically route to me. The answer is A, true. The system will automatically send all the requests for that approver during the dates specified in the delegation request to you. Question number 2, true or false? If I delegate my leave authority to another approver, any requests that are pending my approval will move to the delegated approver on the date the delegation begins. The answer is A, true. Any leave requests that you have not actioned will automatically move to the delegated approver on the date outlined in your delegation request. Similarly, if the delegated approver has any outstanding leave requests after the delegation ends, these leave requests will return to you for your review and action. Question number 3, true or false? If another approver delegates their leave authority to me, I cannot see their team's leave history and current leave balances. The answer is B, false. If the delegation is completed correctly, I can see the delegated team's leave history and current leave balances. Question number 4, true or false? If I am a director, I can delegate my leave authority to any of the managers on my team. The answer is B, false. I can only delegate my leave authority to other approvers who are at the same level reporting to the same manager or my manager, the person I report to directly. Question number 5, true or false? The person I delegate my leave authority to must also be a leave approver. The answer is A, true. I can only delegate my leave authority to another approver. Question number 6, true or false? If I receive a delegation request from another approver, I must accept it. The answer is B, false. I can either accept or reject a leave delegation request. For example, I should reject any leave delegation requests for times that I will also be out of the office. Question number 7, true or false? Based on the screenshot shown, the delegation request for August 2nd has been accepted by Tara Kelly. The answer is B, false. The delegation request for August 2nd has been revoked. Question number 8, true or false? Based on the screenshot shown, the delegation request for August 13th is pending Tara Kelly's response. The answer is A, true. The August 13th delegation request is still in submitted status, which means that Tara has not yet accepted or rejected the request.